Hey y'all, whether it's morning, evening, or afternoon, I'm just glad you guys had decided to vibe with E. Yes, the one and only E. Hey y'all, hope y'all feeling amazing, doing amazing, and just being amazing overall. And if not, it's okay. It's all right, my friend, because bad times don't last forever. After every storm, there is a rainbow, and you're getting closer and closer every day to that rainbow, that pot of gold, that light in the tunnel, whichever one you prefer, my friend. Okay? Please keep in mind that we have to give ourselves the applause to go for going through that hard time in our life so that we can be able to celebrate and to see that we have rise to the point in our life that we are at now. Okay, if you're new here, welcome. And for the ones that are not new to this but true to this, hey y'all, what's up? What's poppin'? Y'all, we have made it to week 3 of July, which is super crazy. This episode is a big one too, as you guys can see from the name. This one is going to be very deep too, within us just talking about a little bit more based off of what we did last week, talking about some give yourself credit. Well, now today we're going to deep dive into understanding that fear does not get the final say so. Okay, so before we get started, as we continue our July theme, walking boldly, trusting yourselves or ourselves in this season, this week's reminder is simple, but it's powerful. Fear doesn't get the final say so. No, you are the one in control to have the final say so. Fear will often tell you that you're not ready. Fear will tell you to stay comfortable, but we're not going to do that because you are in control of how you want things to go and why you want them to go. Fear will make you question your ability. Fear will, convince you to wait for certainty. But here's the truth to the matter, guys. Fear can have a voice, but it doesn't have to have your decision. It has a voice, but doesn't have your decision, meaning that you are in control. The actions speak louder than the words. The words can be your fear, your voice is like, saying out loud like you're in fear, but the actions can speak louder within you putting in the work or taking that risk. Growth begins the moment you stop allowing yourself to fear to determine your future. Being brave, doesn't mean you're never afraid. It just means you're willing to keep moving despite your fear. The life you're hoping for is often waiting on the other side of one curious decision. Okay, and with that being said to y'all, we have reached 55 newsletters. If you want to be a part, please feel free to click the link in my bio, whichever way you listen to me on my link tree. Scroll down to sign up for weekly newsletters, insert your email, press submit, and once you hit submit, I will get a notification and then you'll be added onto all the weekly newsletters to come. Okay, so this week's challenge, y'all, is simple, but it's important. This week's challenge, ask yourself, what will I do if fear wasn't, what would I do if fear wasn't my decision? What do I fear wasn't making my decision? Let's say that again. What would I do if fear wasn't making my decision? Think about it. Let it soak in, like season it. Y'all, I know y'all see me moving around too because a bug just flew and y'all know I'm scared. Y'all know I'm scared and I ain't got time. So choose one thing you have been avoiding because it feels uncomfortable. Okay? Choose one thing this week that has been making you feel uncomfortable. I want you to do it. Just do it like Nike. Whether it's applying for an opportunity, having an important conversation, stepping outside your comfort zone, or believing in yourself a little bit more. Take one bold step this week. And remember, courage grows every time you choose actions over fear. Okay? All right, guys. So before we get deep into it, y'all, today is my birthday. Yes, today, this lovely Wednesday, July 15th is not only just about, a lovely vibe of the day, but it's also my birthday. I'm not going to tell y'all how old I am, but I'm old enough. So yes, this Wednesday, July 15th, isn't just a new episode release, it's also my birthday. So first and foremost, as I celebrate another year, I want to take the moment to simply say thank you to you guys. Thank you for all the Vibrant friends that has helped me and uplifted me within my series, within Vibe Out Guest series, from the likes to comments, subscribing, whatever the case may be. Without you guys, this wouldn't be where it is now. I'm gonna tell you a little backstory to how Vibing with E became what it is now. When I was turning, I'm gonna say my early 20s, because I'm in my mid to late 20s, y'all. So I'll give y'all a hint on that one. In my early 20s, this is when Vibing with E became something. It became alive. I didn't know what to do for my birthday. I didn't know what type of gift I wanted to give myself. But I said, why not have a business? And that's why June 15th is a big one, because July 15th was my birthday. So I was like, okay, let me start early, because I didn't want to start on my actual birthday. I'm like, okay, that's a little bit crazy, I didn't know, but yes. So yeah, Vibing with E was a gift to myself that I gave to myself within my early 20 years, when I was like 20 something, early 20s. But now I'm in my mid pushing late 20s, so either way, I'm just so blessed and honored. Oh my God, y'all, it's freaking me out. Here's to another year of growth, purpose, and healing, and most of all, good vibes together. I'm so thankful for y'all. Thank you guys so much. And I don't feel ashamed to having to record on my birthday, because this is what I live for. This is what I do. Because I always say, if I don't help a lot of people along, because I'm able to help someone, that makes me feel happy. Okay? So, yes, y'all, it's my birthday. And Vibing with E has been going on for 3 years and 1 month so far. So, yeah, this is a big deal. It's a big deal. So, yeah. Y'all, it's my birthday. I thank you all so very much for being with me throughout this journey. And we're going to keep on rolling for more birthdays to come, as well as more Vibing Out with guest appearances, as well as more anniversaries to see with Vibing with E. Okay? And talk about Vibing Out with guests. Yes, we don't have a guest appearance this weekend, but I still have sessions open. We still have sessions open. While they might not be a guest appearance right now, I'm still taking guest appearances. Whether you have a story to tell, a business to spotlight, a testimony to share, or simply want to have an authentic conversation, please join me. Please, I'm here. I want to vibe out with you. You vibing with me? No, I'm vibing with you. We got one-on-one sessions. We have the group sessions, up to three guests, and most importantly, too, we are available for in-person or online. Please feel free to go back again to click the link in my bio, or whichever way you listen or watch me. Click the link tree, scroll to anything that you see Vibing Out with guests from the forms and the agreement. Please fill them out, as well as the calendar app, so we can get ready to go, so we can vibe out with each other. Okay? Because every conversation has power to inspire someone else's. Your voice matters, and your story deserves to be heard. Okay? Y'all, I see it. I want to kill it. Like, where is it at? Okay? So reserve your guest session today and become part of Vibing Out with guest community, okay? And the quote of the week is, fear may knock on the door, but courage gets the answer. Okay? And as always, guys, please stay connected. Follow the podcast on Instagram at vibing.with.e, and feel free to use the hashtag if you want to share share one thing that fear you're choosing to overcome this week. Okay? Alrighty, so now let's get into it. Vibing with E, weekly vibe check, where meaningful conversations meet growth and real life connections. On this lovely drop Wednesday, July 15, 2026, new episode. We have reached 164 episodes, y'all. And today's vibe of the day is fear does not get the final say so. Okay? This episode is for anyone who's been allowing fear, doubt, or uncertainty to hold them back. We're talking about choosing courage over comfort, trusting yourself through uncertainty, and realizing that fear may be present, but it doesn't make your decisions. It doesn't have the last say so. You do. You are in control of how you want things to go in your life, etc. In this episode, we will cover understanding the difference between fear and, we will understand the fear and comfort. I want to say that. Why courage often begins before comfort, breaking free from limiting beliefs, choosing action even when you are uncertain, and trusting yourself through uncomfortable growth. Okay, so this episode is a reminder that fear may speak, but it never gives the final say so, because you do. So I'm glad that you guys are tuned in for a engaging conversation designed to help you move forward with the confidence and courage that you deserve. Okay, so yes, y'all, even though it is my birthday, I'm gonna try not to keep y'all so long, because I know y'all probably like, okay, it's your birthday, you're not even supposed to be on here, so let's keep the conversation down to a max. And I'm gonna try to give y'all 50-55 an hour. We pushing it. I always push it in that hour because it just be so much that I want to talk about, but we're not gonna do that, y'all. I hate bugs. Like, I really hate bugs. And I just want to know how the hell it flew in here. Like, I hear it, but I want to really, like, kill it. Okay? Like, if you know, I don't like bugs. I know. I just seen it, y'all. I just seen it. Yeah, I can't stand bugs. I will kill anything, and I'm afraid of it. I'm afraid of bugs because, like I told y'all, if I didn't tell y'all, funny story, y'all, Juneteenth, the week of Juneteenth on a Friday this year. Okay, I went to go see Wale, had a very lovely time. I went back to my family's house. They live in Virginia. In the South, doors always open, bugs everywhere. Y'all about to go to sleep. A bug flew in my ear. I wiped it. Then it fell on my glasses, fell on me, and I got up and just was shaking like, I guess you could say shaking like a stripper, because I don't play with bugs, especially too when it got in my ear. Y'all, I have sensitive ears. I just feel like my whole body is sensitive, even from the skin, y'all. I got a daggone mosquito bite. That thing was starting to irritate my arm. Like, I'm very sensitive. Like, sensitive skin, everything. I'm real good sensitive, okay? So, certain stuff, creatures, I don't play that. No, I don't play that. I don't play that. Like, it scares me. It's like, y'all, just hearing the little noise, it's scary. Like, I see it. I hope it falls into my daggone blind and gets stuck. Like, I just seen it go through the blind. Y'all, like, and today is hot as hell, y'all. Which I said, this is the craziest thing ever. On my birthday, it could be hot. It was gonna be hot as hell. Usually, y'all, my birthday would always rain. Like, it don't matter. It would rain, and I just be like, okay, let it rain. But today's down there like 90 degrees and stuff. Like, what? Out of all birthdays, I don't know, y'all, but it was crazy to me. But hey, still I rise. So let's get into it. Y'all ain't watched Love Island yet. Still you rise. So yeah, so now let's get into it. Y'all, we have reached 164 episodes, and going back to repeating it today, today's vibe of the day is fear doesn't get the final say so. Okay, like I said to you about me and them bugs, they don't get the final say so. I get the final say so because I'm gonna whack them bugs and make it go beep, beep, like make that noise when they get shocked and everything. Yeah. I have the final say so. You have the final say so. We have the final say so on how we want our life to go, how we want things to be done, and so on and so on. Okay? So if you're new here, I break down the vibe of the day within the definitions, the 5 W's, repeat the quote of the day / the week / the day, and I have a thank you for tapping in little vibe with me. Also, y'all, see, before we get into it, let me go back. I know the OG's like, hold up, you're missing some parts. I know you're trying to hurry up and give us a good vibe, but hold on, let's backtrack. You're right. So, without further ado, if you're new here, welcome. Once again, for the ones that's not new to this but true to this, y'all already know what's about to happen. So, I want you guys to sit back, relax, and enjoy hearing my voice. Whether you're watching me or listening to me, turn me up on your PCs, your car radios, your phones, your iPads, your TVs, your Alexas, your Beats Pills, your Google Dots, whatever the case may be, because as always, every vibe of the day is something special. Okay, so I already gave it to y'all again. We have reached 164 episodes. The vibe of the day is fear doesn't have the last say, doesn't have the final say so. We're doing it within the definitions, the 5 W's, and we're going to hit into repeating the quote of the day and helping you understanding / the week of what is the meaning behind it, as well to a little thank you for vibing and note for you guys to exit out with as well. Okay, so let's get into it. Fear doesn't get the final say so. When you hear somebody speak about fear, what does that mean to you? Let's break it down first. What is your definition of fear? Take the moment to really think and say, or say out loud, however you feel, friend. Like, what is fear to you? Fear to me is being afraid of something, for sure. Backpedaling, don't want to take a chance, don't even want to risk it. That's my that's my definition of fear. I'm not touching it, I'm not doing it, I don't want no parts of it. No means no. I'm not doing it like Brutus. No. That's my definition of fear. Fear is not even wanting to do it, not even going to say it, right? But now let's put it all together with doesn't get the final say so. What does doesn't get the final say so meaning? Meaning to say is, regardless of is a person, place, or thing within a situation with fear, I'm not going to let fear overcome with how my life is going. You're not going to allow fear to control your life. You're not going to have fear. We're not going to let fear be our puppet master within our life, especially within our personal, professional, life, within even our physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, whatever aspect parts of our life. Okay? So let's dive deep to it. So what does fear doesn't have the final say so really mean? Doesn't get the final say so really mean? Fear doesn't get the final say so meaning understanding that fear is a natural emotion. It is a part of our emotions. We all go through it. It's like one of my favorite movies, y'all. I'm so obsessed with Inside Out. I think in version 2, the second version of Inside Out, they created fear onto there. Because you had happy, sad, angry, disgusted, so they added more as she got older. And fear was one that really will have you thinking, is this a good thing or a bad thing? Should I do it or should I won't? And what I love about Inside Out is that I think it was a psychiatrist that made this movie, that helped create this movie, because it's to help younger children, but it also help adults to understand that they all go through these emotions, and these emotions do go through your head. And the moment you feel this way, that emotion is going to go off like a light bulb, and it's going to say, hey, what you want to do? Do you want me to pop out, or do you want me to slow down? Do you want me to act up, or you don't want me to act up? And I love how Inside Out, both versions played a part with that, because as you get older too, your emotions change. Like I always say too, your demeanor change, your feelings change, the way you handle things, the way you look physically, emotionally, whatever you want to call it, things change. And it's not for the worse, it's for the better. I don't like saying for the worse. Things happen for the better. Things happen for a reason. That's why we have to be able to say, you know what? I'm gonna let this happen, and I'm gonna stand tall on that. And that's where fear comes into play, to understand that it doesn't have the last say so within anything you do. So yes, fear is a part of your emotions, but you're entitled and able to say, hey, do I want fear to take over with having the final say so, or do I want to have this say so in this frame of understanding that fear doesn't have the final say so over here, regardless of what it is in my personal life or professional life. I am entitled to do what's necessary for me. Yes, fear is a part of a natural emotion, but it should never be a decision making in your life. It's not going to be a decision making in your life, my friend. Once we deep dive more, and once you understand more of understanding that, as you learn, and every day we're learning something new about ourselves. Fear is going to come in some type of part in our life. It come in the morning, the afternoon, early morning, late night, whatever. We have to be able to say, you know what? Face that fear, as they say, face that demon, whatever you want to call it, and say, yes, fear is a natural emotion, but I'm never going to we should never make that the decision making. Okay, do not let fear get in the way. Like on Fat Albert, hey, you can't let fear. I forgot the rest of the part he said, but he made a good point. If y'all don't know, go watch Fat Albert. Not the cartoon version though. The version that Bill Cosby made of like the real life with Kyla Pratt and Omarion and Kenan Thompson and all of them on there. That it was so crazy how he intertwined that in with understanding, fear, because she was afraid. She was afraid of making friends, whatever the case may be. And he broke it down to her, about what fear is. And it was so crazy that Fat Albert reminded her of her grandfather. So yeah, y'all, I just love watching movies like that. It helps me to intertwine with the vibe of the day, even songs, y'all. Dej Loaf says she want to love you with no fear. Like, it's so many things that you don't want fear to intertwine with, because you never know that it could really hurt you in the long run. So you don't want fear to have an impact on what's next. You don't want fear to have the last say so. You don't want fear to be your decision making. You are in charge of your decisions. You are the one that takes the core on this. You're the one to say, hey, look, this is what's going to happen through A to Z. No one is going to dictate it. You are in control of this. You are in control of this. Like I said, with July being a theme of walking boldly into our season, within ourselves, tapping into our season, whatever the case may be, this is where you're walking boldly and taking control of what's yours. And you put in your work. Okay? Because fear often shows up whenever you're preparing to grow, take a risk, or step into something unfamiliar. It happens. It does. But you have to sit back, have that mirror conversation and say, self, are we going to defeat this, or are we going to let this fear just come on out and do the damage? Because I feel like Michael Jackson said, he's stopping at the man in the mirror. Us for women, men, them, they, we have to face that mirror. We have to have those conversations, because if not, this when fear comes into play, it's going to take control of our growth. Fear is going to take control of everything that we have for ourselves. If we don't put in that work of understanding that, yes, fear often shows up when you're preparing to grow, take a risk, or stepping into something unfamiliar. It may convince you that you're not ready, not qualified, or not capable enough. However, fear is simply it's simply information, not instruction. It's information, but it's not the instruction. It's not the path. It's not the guidance for us. It's not. It can alert you to uncertainty. It can, for sure. But it should never stop you from pursuing the life you desire, regardless of what area of your life, your personal, professional life, your love life, friends, family, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually, all those things. I think I said it. I'm sorry, y'all, but if I said it again, oh well. Regardless, you should not let fear take advantage and take its course and try to run game on you. This is not what this is about. You are in control. You are the captain of this ship. You know what you can do. You know what you cannot do. You know what you're settling for. You know what you're not settling for. When it comes to fear, this is to help you understand that, yes, it is a natural emotion. However, it should not become the decision making in your life. You should not have fear to take over. You should not let fear be the answer. No. The first time you don't succeed, like Aaliyah said, dust yourself off and try again. That right there, if you didn't do it, fear would have had you scared to death. It's like learning how to swim and all these things like that. If we don't try, the fear is going to keep on replaying, and like it's going to hurt us because we want to do this, but that little voice in our head is like, if you do this, this is going to happen. No. Sometimes that little voice in our head, it's like how they say, like the angel and the devil on your shoulder. I always personally leans to the angel side, because the devil will have you in so many messed up situations. I promise you. I lived and learned my experience. Okay. Sometimes too, that when you have them voices in your head or your third eye, whatever intuition people have, you got to be very clear and to be very strong and stand tall and firm on which way you want to go. Which way I'm really going to go. Do I want to go the right way, or do I want to go the bad way? Because the bad way is you're going to let fear win. We don't want that. The good way is you're saying, Fear who? You don't fear me, you don't scare me. It's like that other commercial too. They have like when it's the mucus and stuff. When they have the medicine come in and it wipes them out. It's so many scenarios y'all could use because fear shows up in our life so many ways that we don't realize it. And that's why it's important for you guys to understand that fear doesn't get the final say so. You are in control of how you want things to go for yourself. You are in control of what you want your life to be about. Yes, once again, fear is a natural emotion. However, but you should not let fear be the decision making for you, because yes, fear often shows up in ways whenever you're preparing to grow, to take a risk, step into something unfamiliar. Sometimes we convince ourselves that we're not ready or we're not capable enough. However, we got to stop that because we won't know until we take a leap. Fear is simply information. It's just, it's just out there, but it's not the instructions. It's not going to help us for our destiny. So it can be alerting and it's going to be uncertain, but it should never stop you from pursuing stuff. Because I guarantee you, if you let fear, let's think about it like this. Let's go back to the last episode that we did. Give yourself credit. Let's go back and give yourself credit. Think about all the times you had fear in some things, from moving, making a move, shooting your shot, focusing on your well-being, your personal, whatever it is. Give yourself credit for being able to not let fear come into play, as well as too with this topic as well, with understanding that fear doesn't get the last say so, because you are the one that's able to be in control to say, you know what, this is what I want to do for me. This is how I want it to go, X, Y, and Z. So let's compare the two. We got to give ourselves credit. And within that being said, in order for us to give ourselves the credit, we have to be able to understand that fear doesn't get the last say so. We do. You do. You have the final say so to say, you know what? I'm going to do this right now or whenever. Don't wait till it's too late now. Okay? Because once you do, it's going to make it, fear is going to pop up again. And then it's like, are you able to face that man in the mirror, that woman, whoever in the mirror? Are you ready to face that? That's why I feel like this is very important too, because as we are walking boldly within this journey in our life, within this month's theme, we have to understand too that fear doesn't get the final say so. We do. We do. Okay, so with that being said, this message is about learning to acknowledge fear without allowing it to control your future. Like I said, you don't let fear control it. You are the one that's going to have that mirror conversation with yourself and point out what side you want to be on, the good or the bad, the fix or the growth side. We have to be mindful of what we want to do and how we want things to play out, because if not, fear is going to come every time. It's going to be the final answer for you. But we don't want that to be the final answer, because like I know, you don't want that. You don't want to go through hell and high waters. Hell no. If I let fear interfere with everything that I have done in life, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. I wouldn't be able to get 3 degrees. I wouldn't be able to have as much confidence as I do now within myself. Yes, I understand that in life, we want to support stuff, but at times we have to be our biggest supporter. If no one's going to support us, we got to be our biggest supporter. And at times, when things like this, whatever in our life we want to accomplish, fear comes in the way, especially if we don't have people cheering us on, or we don't have people to help us within understanding this. Sometimes we got to do things on ourselves and learn from the mistakes. You took that risk, and once you have this thing of, I'm not going to let fear dictate me. I'm not going to let fear have the final say so, because you know why? I'm learning as I go. And as you're learning as you go, my friend, you're giving yourself credit to enjoy how life goes, even if it doesn't go your way or not. Still be able to be happy and to be proud of yourself that you're walking boldly within this chapter. And don't let nothing or no one, especially them naysayers, get in your ear like them nasty ass bugs trying to tell you, oh, you should never did that because X, Y, and Z. Let them do what they're going to do, because my friend, like I say all the time, and I've been forgetting to say it, I'm going to hold your hand real tight when I say this. I'm so proud of you. Keep going. I feel like, people say the sky's the limit. I feel like there's no limits. Keep going. If you have to restart, do so. But have this aura of understanding that we're not going to let fear dictate what we have going on, because courage isn't the absence of fear. It's choosing to move forward even when fear is present. Okay, every successful person, has experienced fear. Your favorite rappers, your favorite heroes, whatever. The heroes, the hustlers, the professionals, your parents, caregivers, whatever. We all been through some fearful things in our life. We've experienced fear, but we refuse to let that determine the outcome of what we have done. We refuse to. I refuse to. You refuse to, whoever's the case may be. That's why my content is raw and uncut, because I'm speaking from the heart. And I'm speaking raw and realness because I get it. And I'm learning as I go with you guys. I'm not letting fear get the final say so. And you're not going to let fear get the final say so. We're not together going to let fear get the final say so in our life. Hell no. We are in control of our story. We are the narratives. All these things, when it comes to a story, we are in control. We are creative directors. And when it comes to fear, we're going to handle it around the way. It's like a superhero. Am I going to defeat this, or am I going to let this run over top of me? Hell no. You want to defeat that thing. You want to defeat that monster, whatever that is. We're going to defeat it together. And we learn it as we go. Because when you stop giving fear the final say so, you begin making a decision based on purpose, values, and possibly instance of worry and self-doubt. Instead of possible instance, I hate when I do that, y'all. When you stop giving fear the final say, you begin making decisions based on purpose, values, and possibly instead of worry and self-doubt. That was a lot. That was a lot for the intro, but it ties in a lot to what's going on next. I promise y'all. I promise y'all. So who is impacted? Who needs this message the most? Who needs to understand that fear doesn't have the final say so? Everyone does. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what type of career you are. Even myself. We're all impacted because we're human. And at the end of the day, we all go through moments in our life. I'm going to keep saying the line from Fat Albert. Hey, you can't let fear dictate what's in your life. He didn't say that part, y'all, but I'm adding that to mine. You can't let fear dictate you. You cannot let fear have the final say so. You cannot let fear take over your life, because if you do, what leg do you have to stand on? What legs do you have to stand on? What do you have to stand for as a human being? With that being said, this message is for anyone who has been allowing fear to delay opportunities, relationships, healings, or personal growth. When you let fear intertwine with those 4 things in your life, that's hurting you, because it's going to hurt you even more when it comes to new opportunities, especially relationships within the personal and professional world. Healing is a big one, because if you let fear dictate what you're healing, it's going to have you stagnant. Now, I know I like saying that word, stagnant. We don't like being stagnant. I don't want you to be stagnant. I refuse for you to be stagnant, my friend. We got to switch up the tempo right here, right now. With that being said, my friend, you got to take charge. You got to take charge. You got to be in control of what's yours. Healing is a gift. You don't want it to be a curse. You will make it a curse if you let fear take control of it. Especially too within your personal growth. Ooh, fear, you don't want that. We don't. Because like I said, fear will have you on a fixed mindset of like, okay, if I do this, it's going to do this. It's not going to go right. And I'm being embarrassed and all that. If the first time you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. Take it from someone that had to deal with some stuff that I did not want to do again, but I had to, or I have to, because I'm learning. If I let fear dictate it, it's taking over things such as opportunities in life, relationships I can build in the future, in my personal life, my healing journey. You have to learn through your mistakes or go through some things in order for fear to be like, you know what, I'm not going to let fear take control of me, because I am in control of my life. Yes, I'm going to have the moments where like, oh my gosh, I'm scared. I don't know, but take deep breaths, go to your supports, get some help. But most importantly, tap into that person in the mirror and get it together, because if you don't, fear is going to take over. It is especially impactful for people who consistently second guess themselves, struggle with self-confidence, or hesitates to pursue goals because they fear failure, rejection, or disappointment. With all those 3, second guessing, struggling with confidence, or failure is a big one, rejection or disappointment. That's a part of life, babe. It's a part of life. Nothing is perfect. We're not perfect. We're not. I'm not perfect. Shoot. I know people look up to me and I'll be like, this didn't happen overnight. It didn't. it came with some trials and tribulations and some real big lessons along the way, as well as support. You have to be able to put yourself out there, be like, look, I'm not going to let nothing or no one dictate me. I'm not going to let this define me, because fear can quietly keep people in a comfort zone. You don't want to be comfortable. You don't want fear to take over. You don't want fear to be a part of your life and where it's like it's comfortable. You don't want to get too comfortable. Lil Wayne and Babyface told you, don't you ever get too comfortable, because you never know, today might not be your day, that this may work for you. This may not be your spot no more in somebody's life or in this job. You can't get too comfortable. Future said too, don't get too comfortable. You can't get too comfortable with things, because you have to be mindful. Even if you got to put your big boy, big girl, boots on, do so. If not, you're going to be stagnant, and fear is going to have you in a place where it's like, oh, I ain't got to worry about nothing. Shit, every day you should be worried about something. Not like every little moment, but something. Be like, okay, I'm a little bit worried. I got to defeat this, because if I don't, I'm going to let it do what it do, and I don't want that. You have a voice, use it. Regardless if you have a little voice, you're afraid, take it from me. I did not like public speaking. It took me till I went to my freshman year in college during a pandemic. My professor told me that, wow, it took a lot out of me to sit here and have these conversations with people, y'all. I promise you, I was not a public speaking girl. Not at all. Not at all. If you learn, I had to learn that I can't let fear dictate me. I can't let fear win. I got to do what's best for E, and E got to do what's best for her within anything it is. Don't let fear take control. Okay, with students, professionals, entrepreneurs, creators, parents, anyone navigating a new season of life can benefit from this reminder. You can benefit from this. If you ever avoid decisions because you are afraid of the outcome, this episode is for you. Fear is a shared human experience, but allows you to control, but it is allowing to control your life. It doesn't have to be your story. This conversation encourages listeners to move forward with courage, even when certain things isn't granted. Like I said, and there it is. The rest is history. So next, what is the benefit? What happens when you stop letting fear control the decision? All those feelings of fear and all that stuff, it reduces. Everything goes down. All those icky feelings you had and stuff, it goes down. Everything goes down. What comes up must come down. That's what karma is, you know. When you allow fear to control your decisions, you create opportunities for growth. Oh, sorry, y'all. When you stop allowing fear to control your decisions, you create opportunities for growth, confidence, and new experiences. Instead of remaining and reminding yourself about the stuck cycle you were in, being in the same place, you begin taking mindful steps moving forward towards your goals. Every courage decision strengthens your beliefs in yourselves and reminds you that you are capable of handling challenges as they come. Confidence builds, but avoidance fear. Confidence builds, but avoidance fails. It's building by force, and you are the force. Choosing courage also improves emotional resistance. I hate saying that word sometimes, y'all. You become more comfortable with uncertainty because you learn that discomfort often accommodates growth. And it does. Rather than asking yourself, what if I fail? You begin asking, what if this works out? Let it all work out. Like that song, let it all work out. Yes, we have those moments in our mind where fear comes into play and it will try to take over. But like I said, that little voice in your head, that little negative voice in your head, stomp on it. Tell it, shut up. Do what you got to do so it don't interfere with that voice and that spirit, whatever, that third eye that is helping you to say, try it. You never know until you try. It may work out for you. And if it doesn't, okay, give yourself credit that you did not let fear get the final say so. You had the final say so. You were able to say, you know what? I'm going to try. I'm going to keep on doing it. I'm going to put my boots on. I'm going to keep on marching because I'm not going to let fear have the final say so. I am in control of my life. I'm not going to let fear dictate me, because once I'm able to understand that fear doesn't get the last say so and it doesn't define me, I'm able, and comfortable with what I'm doing within my decision, regardless of how big or small it is. Don't let fear ruin a good thing for you. Don't let it mess up a good time within relationships, forming relationships, personal healing, within your professional lifestyle, whatever the case may be. Do not let fear intertwine with the next thing you have going on for yourself. Don't let fear interplay with anything, because once you're choosing courage, it also improves your emotional resilience. You become more comfortable with uncertainty because you learn that discomfort often accomplishes growth. Rather than asking yourself, I'm repeating the same thing, y'all, again. What if I fail? You begin asking yourself, what if it works out? So keep that in mind. Allow yourself to pursue these opportunities. The fear once convinced you were impossible. Now it is possible. We turn that dream into reality. When I turn it into a nightmare, okay, we're stepping on it and saying, you know what, I'm gonna try. And if it don't work out, cool. And if it do, hey, regardless, give yourself credit, because you did not let fear have the final say so. Excuse me. You are in charge of your life. You're in charge of how you want things to go. This is for you, my friend. Don't let nothing or no one try to dictate you. Excuse me. This is about you. We're walking boldly into our journey, into this next step in our life. You got this. Keep going. If no one's proud of you, I am, because I know how it is. I know how I feel. And if I don't, I still know, because I'm learning as I go with you guys. Okay? We almost there. When should someone choose courage over fear? The moment fear may come into play, this is where you should really take heed of. It may be helpful to choose courage over fear when you're afraid to take the next step towards your goals. My friend, you are in control of your life. You don't have to let everybody into your life. With that being said, everybody don't need to know what's going on. Like, your left hand don't need to know what your right hand is doing, and your right hand don't need to know what your left hand is doing. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show people. Kendrick told you. Sometimes you gotta pop out when you're ready to. I said that. You gotta take control when it's necessary, and most importantly, be selfish when you have to. Within this place, when you are within this phase, when you are afraid to take the next step towards a goal, think about it. I gotta take this courage. I gotta be courageous. This is for me. Nobody knows. Nobody. Nobody knows but you. So you have the say so. Do you want to do this or not? Are you going to quit? Or you going to do it? You going to sink? Or you just going to drown? You going to float or you going to drown? There it is. What you want to do? That's a big one. 2, fear is preventing you from making an important decision. That's when that mirror conversation come in. That's when you need to defeat that man, that woman, whoever in the mirror, and say, you know what? This is a big opportunity. This can make or break me. I cannot let fear win, because if I do, I'm hurting myself. I'm shitting myself out. I'm cheating myself out as I go. Fear won't have the final say so. It's not going to happen. Chuck up the deuces with it. We're not doing that. Right here, right now, my friend, learn that fear is not going to have the best for you. Fear is if you let fear prevent you from your next move, you're really holding yourself back. So that's when courage needs to be into play. Courage, because fear makes you be comfortable. We don't want to be comfortable. Out with the old and with the new. That's what we're thinking of. 3, you're staying comfortable. Hold up. You're staying comfortable, even though you know you outgrown your current situation. Oh God, this fear of letting go of the unknown, or this person, place, or thing, my friend, I could go on and on about this. I'm gonna say this right now. You and that person may get into it, whatever the case may be. People say, dang, he or she, they moved on so fast. You'll see because if they cared or not. My friend, it shouldn't take you over 3 months to get over him, her, them, they, whatever the situation is. Trust me, I know how things go, but if you let that dictate you stay comfortable, even though you outgrew current situation in your life, regardless if it's big or small, good or bad. Going back to what I said, don't get too comfortable. Don't you ever get too comfortable, because your spot or something can be lifted up then tomorrow. It can, and I know it's sad to say, and I hate saying it, but you can't get comfortable. Don't get too comfortable. Especially, I feel like for me, I learned within relationships. From the outside looking in, like watching TV and the media, do not get too comfortable because things happen in an instinct. And that's why you got to thank the person every day who you believe in that, look, I thank you. Like me, I thank God every day. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for allowing me to see another day on your green earth. Thank you, God, for allowing me to see another day on your green earth with the ones I love the most. Thank you, God, for every lesson and blessing that you have gave me, regardless of how big or small, good or bad it is. I'm so thankful with more to come on this journey. Thank you. Can't get too comfortable. But you gotta be able to say, you know what, I'm not going to let fear come into play. Because if so, I'm letting it win. And I don't want to be comfortable. That's not me. I like to move around. I don't like to be comfortable when it's time to go to bed. Okay? Number 4, self-doubt is louder than your confidence. That angel and devil again. Gotta get the devil off your back. Because if not, the angel's gonna be like, you know what, I quit. Like, I keep giving you these words of encouragement, self-affirmation and stuff like that. Everything a pack to self. But you keep listening to this hater in your ear with all this haterade telling you all the bad stuff. And our brain sometimes, y'all, is trained to think negative. We need to stop thinking negative. We need to be positive. You deserve love. You deserve that man. You deserve that woman. You deserve that house. You deserve that car. You deserve them. You deserve whatever in life, my friend. Do not let your self-doubt be louder than your confidence. Confidence is the angel. Self-doubt is the devil. Do you want the good life or you want the... It's a storm every day. It's not a sunny day. And the gang is not all here. Like Doechii said, no chip on my shoulder. We don't want that. Change the tempo today, right here, right now. It's not going to happen overnight, but change that tone of voice. Like everything is important. Affirmation, self-love, self-care, self-confidence, self-affirmation, all these things. Self-trust. You don't want negativity to overpower, because if you do, you screws, you lose. Okay. Number 5, you allowing what if thinking to stop your progress. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. We're going to stop that right here and right now. Put the pedal to the metal. Put your foot on the gas and take off. No gas, no brakes. Do what's necessary for you and let it happen. Enjoy the moment. Live in the moment. Don't let that shoulda, coulda, woulda, no. Live in the moment. The same way you live in the moment with your family, your significant other, by yourself, whatever. Live in the moment. Be in total bliss. Be like, I'm not worried about that. Not worried about him. Not worried. No. Do not let that shoulda, coulda, woulda stuff come in, especially too, you're allowing what ifs to think to start the process. No, just do it like Brutus. Whatever comes, it comes. Like I said, going back to giving yourself credit. Give yourself credit the moment, the beginning, the middle, and the end, as well as to do not allow fear to have the final say so. But in the beginning, the middle, and the end of everything in your life, you have the say so of what you want to happen and how you want it to go. Don't let nothing or no one dictate your goals and aspirations in your life. Because lastly, you know growth requires stepping out of your comfort zone. Don't let fear get in the way. Don't be afraid of the way you feel. Don't be afraid. Boom. Don't be afraid, because you know growth requires you to step out your box. Sometimes you got to pop out and show yourself. Sometimes you got to be like, you have to challenge yourself every day, because if not, fear is going to win. That little devil, all them nasty things, them naysayers are winning. The angel, all these good people are not. Your good intentions is not winning. Let the good intentions roll in. Let them win. Do not let these bad spirits, bad people and stuff win. You are entitled to feel the way you feel. You are entitled to say how you want things to do. Do not let fear be the final say so. You're able to control that narrative in your life. Fear may show up, but it doesn't have to lead. It's not. You're the lead. You don't want that to be the line leader. You're in lead. You're in lead. Let that fade away all the way to the caboose till it fall off the train. Okay? We almost there, y'all. I know y'all probably like, come on, sister. Come on, friend. Like, come on. I'm almost there. I know it's hitting home because it's like, we gotta stop allowing fear to get the final say so. We gotta understand that fear doesn't get the final say so. I'm in charge. I'm going hard. They're not. Okay? So here we go. Where does fear show up most in life? Choosing courage over fear may show up in Career changing and educational opportunities. Hey, I just left one job and got another one. Still processing how this goes. Education opportunities, 3 degrees, under 20-something years old. I wouldn't change nothing about it. I chose courage over fear. I chose to took that high road and not letting these naysayers and anybody try to dictate me. Because this is my life. Yes, the outside is going to be like, oh, you got this, you need to go to the... My life. My life, my life, my life, my life in the sunshine. I'm not letting you tell me what to do, because if I do, my fear is going to intertwine, and it's going to be like, oh my gosh, I have this person telling me what to do, and I don't have a voice. That's fear too, because you don't have a voice. Don't let nothing or no one stop you. Whatever career and educational opportunities you do, be happy of it, because choose courage over that fear. Okay? Your personal growth and healing journey. Choose the courage to, you know what, I want to see change. I need to see some new personal growth. I want to be on my healing journey. Do so, my friend. 3, relationships and setting healthy boundaries. Make them new relationships. Let go of them toxic relationships. Set them healthy boundaries for yourself and others around you. Choose courage and don't let fear. Don't be afraid to say, oh my God, if I set this boundary with this person, they're not going to talk to me. And they don't respect it, they need to go. That goes to show they're not for you. Don't let nothing or no one dictate how you feel and how you want your life to go. That's one thing I learned. It's either they're going to like it or not. 50 Cent told you, hate it or love it. The underdog's going top, and I'm going to shine even till my heart stops. You have to do what's for you. Fear doesn't have the final say so. You do. You are in control of your life. You are in control of how you want things to go and why they're going that way. 4, such as this, starting a business or creative projects. My friend, I don't care how big or small this project or this business is. You never know how much courage it takes for you that over the years it's going to flourish and grow. 3 years in this game. I'm still learning ins and outs. Yeah, I may not be where people think I should be, but I don't care. Numbers, women lie, men lie, men lie, but them numbers don't lie. And I ain't really worried about the numbers, because at the end of the day, I'm still going to do what I'm here to do. Like, it's my birthday. Oh, well, I'm still giving y'all the word of the day, the vibe of the day, because this is what I love to do. Regardless, I'm going to influence you every time. Start that business. Get on with it with that project. Don't let nothing or no one stop you. This is your life. Don't let fear have the final say so. You have the final say so. Yes, fear is going to come, but you're going to overcome, because we shall overcome. And you're going to overcome this. Okay? 5, speaking up for yourself and your needs. Don't let fear into play. Like I said, you being afraid not to speak up when it comes to setting them boundaries. My friend, don't be afraid to speak up and speak out. If them people don't respect it, oh, whoop-de-doo. They're not for them. They're not for you. F them. F them in the worst way possible. Because when you're able to speak up for yourself and your needs and your wants, that goes to show that, you know what? I ain't let fear come over top me no more. My courage steps into play. Courage put that foot down on fear. Everything impacting self in a positive way is shining bright. Everything self negative is down the drain or wherever it needs to be. Because when you stand up for something you believe in, all those nasty feelings are reduced. Okay? And lastly, pursuing dreams that feel bigger than your comfort zone. You never know how far you can go. Do not dictate yourself into having a small mindset. Have a big head as much as you can. Conceited, all these things people say is crazy. Do it. Do the damn thing. Because you're not going to allow, once again, fear to have the final say so. You got it, my friend. I'm here for you, and I cannot wait to see how things go. Every area of growth requires moments where courage begins greater than fear. Okay? And lastly, why is this important? Why shouldn't fear have the final say so? Fear shouldn't have the final say so because you're in control of your life. Duh. But let me read y'all what I said, but it does intertwine with that. Fear shouldn't have the final say so because it often exchanges obstacles while minimizing your ability. If every decision is based on fear, you may miss out on opportunities that could possibly change your life. Like I said, it's important. Fear Why shouldn't fear have the final say so? Because you're in control, and you never know. This something or someone's going to help you in the long run. So don't let nothing or no one stop you or dictate you, okay? Fear encourages hesitation, but growth requires motivation and movement. But growth requires movement. Motivation, it comes and goes, While fear can help us realize risk, it should never become the foundation of your choice. Living accordingly, fear often leads to regrets. We don't want that. While living with courage creates possibilities. Learning to move forward despite fear also builds confidence over time. Each time you take action, you prove and provide to yourself that you are stronger than your doubts. You're beginning to trust yourself. You're beginning to trust your ability within yourself to adapt, learn, and overcome challenges rather than waiting until you feel completely fearless. Because at times it's impossible. Do it like Brutus. It's on your mind. It's on your mind like a record player, like that song that keep playing over and over and over again. Do it. That's the green light. Those are signs that's telling you can do this. You could do the damn thing. You got this shit in the bag. Don't let nothing or no one allow you to stop what you were made to do. The goal isn't to eliminate fear, but it's also mainly to stop allowing fear to write the end of your life story, to write the end of your story. You are in control. You're the author. You have to say so how you want the once upon a time, in the middle, and the happily ever after. Okay? Your purpose deserves the final words, not your fear. Okay? So the quote of the week / today: fear may knock on your door, but courage gets the answer. With that being said, moving forward, even when fear and uncertainty are present, you're able to take action on how you want this to go. Are you gonna, you're gonna let, fear may knock on that door, but are you gonna, who's going to be the one to be like, you know what? How I'm gonna answer this, with courage or with fear too, beating at the other end of the door. Okay? So thank you all so very much for tuning in. I appreciate you all so very much. I know it kind of felt like it went a little bit fast, y'all, because we're trying to go back again to making our phone calls, FaceTime, whatever, to hit under an hour. Cause Lord, I could talk and I'd be like, I know they mad as hell at this long vibe, but it is what it is, because at times our attention spans get slow. And y'all see my light went off, so I'm a little bit mad. That's why my eyes are like, yeah, I don't like that. But hey, I really hope that you guys learned a lot from this episode, learned a few things, and if not, that's okay, because if you have to go back and listen to it again, do so. But I feel like everybody's going to learn something, because these conversations we don't talk about. Fear doesn't get the final say so. We need to learn some things, something new, and understand that, you're right, Eve. Fear doesn't get the final say so. I do. I'm in control of my boat, my ship, this bus, whatever. Okay? So thank you guys for vibing in. As we leave, I want you guys to remember this. Please enjoy yourselves. Stay hydrated. Have a good weekend and be mindful, but also keep in mind that fear doesn't have the last say so. And as we leave out today, remember that fear is a feeling, not a life sentence. You don't have to wait until you're fearless to take the next step. Growth often begins the moment you decide that your dreams, purpose, and potential matters more than your doubts. As you continue walking, boldly in this season, trust yourself enough to move forward, even when the path isn't clear. Every courage choice you make is building a stronger, wiser, and more confident version of yourself. Fear may speak, but it never has to get the final say so. Keep showing up, keep believing, and also keep choosing courage over fear. Okay? Whew, I know that was a lot, y'all. I know y'all probably like, dang, E, I like how you did that, but it's true. Fear doesn't get the final say so. You do. Courage matter, you matter, and everything else. Fear may knock on that door, but courage is going to answer. Okay? I love you all so very much. Please enjoy this weekend. I know I'm enjoying my day this weekend with it being my birthday. And I appreciate you all so much again for even tuning in on my birthday. I really, really do appreciate it. I love you all so very much. You guys will hear from me next Wednesday. Please stay safe once again and stay hydrated and have the time of your life. But make sure that fear doesn't get the final say so. Courage to you. Okay? Until next time, beautiful people, I love you all. Bye.